Hello again, a very warm welcome to you all. My name is Deni Kay, here today with the Springbank 12-year-old Cask Strength as part of my Springbank month. Yes, as you may already know by now, I have deemed April 2023 as my Springbank month, quite simply because I have a big bunch of Springbank that I like to work through, Springbank only this month. The videos will keep on coming, so if you love Springbank, now is the perfect time for you to subscribe. This is the 2020 bottling at 55.3%, cask makeup 35% sherry, 65% bourbon cask. Yep, the math checks out. Now we'll go through smell, taste, overall experience, give you my thoughts on it, give it a score. Very, very simple. The one thing that I will say is since Springbank, some Springbank stopped coming in boxes, you will see scuffing on the top of the labels, both front and back. I really should. Here we go. Why? Because of this little opening here. The label keeps hitting that on the way in and out, which is why Springbank labels are notorious for having scuff marks. Anyway, all right, that aside, let's get to the whiskey. You know, we will get sidetracked very, very easily and talk about everything and nothing. I won't talk about the boxes and the cost of boxes and the shortage of boxes in this video like I did my last one. Okay, yes, 55.3% on the nose. Blind, you would not be able to say so. It is quite balanced. There's some smoke, some bitterness, a little bit of sweetness. Yes, absolutely. So let's do a little bit deeper. There's some pears, there's some apricot, there's some dried apricot. In terms of citrus, yes, absolutely there is. It's almost, I would say, like a pomelo, a yellow grapefruit. Same, maybe not technically, but a little bit of a Meyer lemon in there as well. Yes, minerality, absolutely there is. Some crushed rocks in there. There is a little bit of waxiness. A little bit, not overly funky, a little bit of funkiness in here as well. Some chocolate, a good whack of chocolate. It's milk chocolate. There are some vanilla milk bottles in there as well. You guys know I love vanilla milk bottles. The confectionery, the lollies. Great nose. Very balanced nose is what I would say. I will add a little bit of water to this. I don't think it needs it on the nose, but we'll still do it just to see if it brings anything else out for us. Okay, might do with a little bit of water. Apples, pears, fresh apricots, dried apricots. Some bit of a herbal vibe coming through now as well. It's still waxy. There's some peat there. There's some drying oak as well. There is some spice. Spice is a little bit of ginger, touch of pepper as we come through to the finish. Citrus notes on the finish, yes, very, very, very much present. I think it needs water to be able to help it. Now, it is absolutely no secret, that's a good amount of water in there. Now, it's no secret that, well, maybe it is, maybe you've not heard this before, but I'm not a huge fan of the Springbank 12-year-old bourbon casks. So there was about a year or two ago, a 100% bourbon cask that came out that didn't necessarily hit the mark for me. There was a limited release, the annual release, which was a bourbon cask that came out, a 14-year-old a couple of years ago. I thought that was good. I thought the 15 rum was very, very good. I thought the 17-year-old Madeira was not good. I really dislike that. If you can't tell by the tone of my voice, that was one of my least favorite Springbanks that I've had for a very, very long time. Anyway, let's see what a little bit of water has done to this. It is one of those days where we're just going to tell it how it is. Now, on the nose, we're getting a lot more sweetness that comes through, confectionery type of sweetness. Yes, absolutely. Yes. I said milk bottles before, we're getting plenty of vanilla that comes through. We're getting those little raspberry jubes, cubes, whatever you want to call them as well. Absolutely, we are some red snakes. Yes, they are there. also those tropical flavored snakes. So my favorite would be pineapple, tropical, and then the red ones. Very, very specific. We're getting tropical and red snakes on the nose here as well. There is very, very waxy, still some peat there. Yes, the citrus has taken a little bit of a back seat. We're getting a little bit of like a grapefruit sweetness, the ruby grapefruit now. Very different to what it was before we added water to this, because before we added water, we weren't getting such a sweeter citrus. It was more a drier, bitter, tamer type of citrus that was coming through. So a little bit different, or a lot different, I guess you could say, depending on how different for you a sweet to non-sweet grapefruit is. I know we're splitting hairs, right? Water, it really does do these wonders. It coats the mouth fantastically. It's very moorish, it's very sweet, and it's still there on the side of my cheeks, right? The notes that I spoke about earlier, absolutely. Chocolate, plenty of it. It's almost like there's a little bit more smoke that comes through with water added to it, right? There's a little bit of coffee, sweet mocha with that chocolate. Really, really working. Some caramel. The fruit I mentioned, pear and apricots, yes, it is less drying. There is less spice on here as well. Less citrus notes on the taste. Very, very good. 8 out of 10. Solid 8 out of 10. Anyway, I did say earlier, if you do want to subscribe, now's the time. I have more Springbank that will be coming your way. I don't know what it will be just yet. It just depends on what the mood feels like on the day. Other than that, thank you very much indeed for joining me. Cheers to you. Till then.